Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Legion Lads. I am your host, JR. Today we got Nick and Jose. What's going on, guys?
Hello.
No hat. I finally got my hair cut, so I
I
was like, I could
know
take the hat
I
off.
need I need to just do my hair. That's all I need to do is comb it, gel, all that good stuff. But
It's getting to tank top season, so I had to let go of that shirt because it gets stuffy in my
you
office.
got it, bro. You got it. We're about to get that summer heat.
That
So,
Fresno armpit heat.
oh, it's ridiculous. So a couple things we got today for you guys. The first thing we're gonna do is we got Vet Fest 2 months away, July 12th and I think it's 13th we're playing, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
did you wanna go over the packet real quick? Because
For
there's an
for Vet
actual
Vet Fest?
Roman and Rob have an official packet.
Yeah, we can go over it. It is in the Discord, right?
Yeah, I'll pull it up right now.
Yeah.
Because
VetFest is
it's actually very important because of what they guidelined in there. That might be more like instead of just showing up to a tournament and all that stuff, it might be better to put this out there so people know what they're getting into.
Yeah. Before you go over it
Um,
though,
yeah.
yeah, so July 13th, guys.
no July 11th through 13th
Well, but on the 13th when we're playing.
to 12th
The 12th. Thank you. The 12th. Okay. Vet Fest is
and the
happening.
13th and the 13th, 12th and 13th.
Oh, so it's a
If
2 day. If we get enough, yeah, you're
if
correct.
we
Correct.
have enough players. Yeah.
So that's what we're shooting for. So yes, so July 12th through the 13th, Vet Fest is happening technically on the 11th through the 13th. We want to get this to a 32 player so we can get this as a GT next year. We're gonna have Shatterpoint on the 11th, and then we're gonna have MCP on the 13th. So if you want to come to those events, will they approve a GT if it's not all 32 players are for Legion and like it's split up amongst those three
No,
games?
it's got to be 32 per. 32 per.
AMG, you're killing me here. But anyways, come play Shatterpoint on Friday. Then Saturday, join us for the tournament, and then come play MCP on Sunday. Uh,
Maybe pending the packet.
oh, well, yeah,
Well,
yeah, correct. Because if we get
MCP will
32,
be there,
if we
but
get 32 players, we're technically going to go to day two on Sunday. So you are correct. But hey, that's cool. Let's get 32 players. That's what we're shooting for. So, and if we do big numbers this year, we're more likely to do big numbers next year, and another shot at getting GT. So AMG, if you do watch these, consider us being a GT next year.
oh God. So real quick, so the dates are July 11th through the 13th. The entry fee, so to play in a lot of other tournaments, you got to pay a ticket fee, you got to pay a badge fee, you got to do all these other fees just to come play. For VetFest, all you need to pay is the $25 for the convention badge. That's it. You pay 25 bucks, get the convention badge. You are now entering into the Legion Lads Vet Fest LVLS. Um, here's what we got so far. It's going to be standard 1,000 points. The tournament will be following the rules in the LVOIS tournament bracket. They'll be following option two. Each round will use a fixed 2.5 hour timer that'll be available to everybody to see in Longshanks. The list submissions must be in JSON link by July 9th. The tournament will be utilizing the optional chess clock rules. Day one, games will require two-party consent before using chess clocks. Day one. On day two, all games are required for chess clocks. You know the deal with your AMG miniature legality. All the game critical tools must match AMG product. Only official Star Wars Legion dice are allowed, JR, so you can't bring
Wow.
your custom
Haters
dice.
of my Baron dice. That's what they
You
are.
can't you can't you can't do that. And we're gonna ask for a three colored standard. So if you're lazy like Roman, just put three colors on your base and you're good. So the tournament structure we're gonna use is day
Wait,
one.
wait, did they say anything about proxies?
yeah.
That's between
All miniatures must be majority of AMG Legion product on legal basis.
Define majority.
oh my
More than 50%. And again, we've discussed this, JR. You've never made a model You've only purchased.
What what if
So
what if
none of your models
You
what
know
if
what he's
I
gonna
are
what
do,
if
Nick? He's
AMG.
gonna buy. Hold on, JR's gonna buy like 200 of those custom sculpt boxes, and he's gonna customize every single mini in his army. You watch.
watch? I'm just gonna hollow out the inside of those miniatures and then just stick AMG stuff
I,
plastic in it.
I'm not worried at all.
All right, hold on. So tournament structure. So day one, registrations at between 9 to 10. Round one will be at 10, 10 to 12:45. Lunch will be 12:45 to 1:45. Round two will be 2 to 5:45, and round three will be 6 to 8:45. Then on day two, we're gonna have registration at 9 to 9:30. The round one top four cut will be 9:30 to 12, and the round two finals will be 1 to 3:30. So it's on here. I don't know if we need a certain amount of players, but we do have a losers bracket that is named the Rancor Pit. So those defeated in the field of battle are thrown into a pit by the nefarious huts of Tatooine with a job: bring back a crate dragon pearl. Only one may survive to live another day. It's through combat one can be cleansed. So the Rancor pit is going to be registration at 9:40 to 10. The fight, they don't have bats, so you might be fist fighting. Is 10 a.m. to 1:30. So the format rules is Rancor pit is King of the Hill and Brawler format. Players should bring 800-point Legion list army using standard Legion army rank distribution. Players do not need to submit a list for this event, but please show you have it available to show TOs, judges, players if you need it. Same regulation for miniatures, measuring tools, all that. So he said, this is what's crazy. You guys ready? I don't know how you guys are going to make this work. The Rancor Pit is a 1v1v1v1 free for all
I
format.
love it. That sounds so much fun.
The Crate Dragon Pearl will be marked with a special miniature. Whoever wins the game gets to keep it.
Ooh, that's
Each
pretty
trooper
cool.
unit has the ability to claim the Crate Dragon Pearl as a free action if it's within half range of that unit's leader. A game of Rancor Pit ends after 5 rounds. If the game goes to time, or if a trooper unit with the Crate Dragon Pearl reaches the table edge of their friendly territory, whichever unit holds the Crate Dragon Pearl gains disengage and their speed is reduced by 1 to a minimum of 1. If a unit with the Crate Dragon Pearl takes a wound, it's panicked or gains a suppression token. They drop the pearl within half range of their current leader's
Or
location.
gain a suppression token.
So
That
it
pro
says
ain't going nowhere.
well, this says determining activations, determining priority as normal. In case of a tie between three or more players, each player rolls 4 black dice. Whoever gets the most crits wins priority. If there's a tie, the player with the most hits wins priority. If there's still a tie, a player with the most surge results wins priority. If there's still a tie after that between 3 players or more, those who are still tied repeat the above. If there is now a tie between 2 players, they'll roll a red defense dice as normal. From there, players will activate in a clockwise fashion.
Uh,
That sounds
so
awesome, dude.
that does sound like fun. That's on what day is that? On Sunday?
That'd be Sunday.
That's Sunday. You won't be able to be in it because you'll be probably smashing everybody else.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna take that as we're gonna get 32 players. Thank you, Jose, for the confidence there.
I won't be in it either because I'll be running the MCP.
Whoa, 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 Nick, come on, loyalties here,
I,
That's where that's where
loyalties.
16 of your
I'm
players are going.
I'm
He's
running the
sneaking them.
MCP on Sunday.
Josh can run it. Caleb?
No, I'm running it.
Yeah,
I'm excited, dude.
that
Rat
does
Fest gonna
sound
be
like a
awesome.
lot of fun. That sounds like I hope they do a really cool miniature. I assume it's gonna be like a pearl, but that does sound fun because finally we get recover the supplies, right? As a mode in the game.
That's just gonna be a death ball in the middle, dude.
Yeah, you drop the pearl if you gain a suppression, that it's not going nowhere. Like the moment you grab it, someone's gonna shoot you. Oh, you drop it. So it'd be fun.
Gonna be
It'd be
tons
good.
of fun.
Yes, guys, please come out. Who's doing the shadow point? Are you doing that too, Nick?
It's probably me and Roman. Yeah, I offered to help. It's
Cool.
more of a just a learn to play slash or just come to play, right? If you know how to play, great, come out and play. There'll be players that know how to play, but it's also just a I learned to
Uh, you quiet. You went
Oh,
quiet. Hold on, Nick. Your mic went out.
he was cussing.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now we
Yep.
can hear you. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
went out.
And we had to
Okay,
bleep all your negative
yeah,
cuss words.
yeah. So no, it's more of a free play, but stuff. But yeah,
Yeah, I'm excited for that too. I just got my shadow point from Jose, and they look pretty sweet. So you're about to see some clear bases, Nick, out on the field. But yes, guys, please join us. It'll be an awesome time. It's gonna be a fun time. Um,
And actually, side note, for those traveling in, if you're not leaving immediately, I think Rob was last year, me, Rob, Brad, and Roman went to a nearby watering hole and chilled for a good few hours in the end of the night. So I think Rob was saying he might want to do that again. So if you guys are coming in and you guys are staying for 2 days, or if you guys aren't leaving late, just feel free to join us in any after hours activities. I mean, heck, one year we went to Red Robin and just chilled until it closed. So you're more
yeah.
than welcome to go hang with the lads.
So cool beans, cool beans. July. Let me get this correct.
11,
11th
12,
through the
13.
13th. Wow, you didn't
Yep.
even give me a chance. Come on,
I
some
can't
faith,
trust you, bro.
Jose. Some
I
faith.
can't
Come on.
trust you, bro.
Um, moving on, guys. We got LVO coming up. Now, it's been announced way like months ago, but this is the first time we're bringing it up on the podcast. It is coming out October this year from the 2nd through the 5th. So there's no more
Ooh.
January. No more January.
yep.
And the location has also been changed. It's going to be downtown Las Vegas. I forget the name of the convention.
The Expo World Market Center,
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Nick.
Nick, what's the hotel that you got
Golden
nearby?
Corral.
Golden Nugget.
Thank you.
Golden
Oh, I
Corral.
said
Nothing,
Golden
nothing, Golden
Corral.
Corral.
Is there an option for like an
Yes.
Airbnb that would be
Well,
reasonable?
we'll do the
Oh,
discount. So if you go in the Discord under LVO, they have the hotels up, or I think you could click on the documents and it leads you to the discounted
yeah,
hotels.
Well, no, I
and
was talking about an Airbnb if there's
yeah,
one close by.
I mean, there probably is Airbnb. Obviously, you're going to definitely be off the strip at that point. Um, the Golden Nugget's the closest, but obviously, I mean, any hotel kind of in that area would be fine because you're probably going to take a car anyways, even from the Golden Nugget to the expo because
Park
it's
that parking is gonna be
well,
horrendous.
and it's not like a long walk, but it's a little bit of a walk, and
We're
you
walking.
and you probably don't want to do that walk with your whole army, maybe. I don't know. I'm not going to, even though it's not that far. I think it's like a half a mile or a mile away. So it's not like close. So
Uh,
so even if you're at the Gold Nugget, you're probably taking a car over. So which means you could look at other hotels too. But yeah, there
Yeah,
was there was a discount room. Yeah, a block of rooms. Yeah.
yeah. Which is cool because honestly, I think there's a lot more do in downtown Las Vegas. So like we could all hang out on the downtown area, which would be cool if we after the games and whatnot.
And we're still not far from the rest of the strip either. I mean, it's
Sure,
just down the street. It's not
sure,
that far.
sure.
Yeah. Yeah. But the packet, yeah. So did you looked at the packet, JR?
No. So I know
Oh,
you have. So
I
I'm
have.
glad because I have yet to get a chance to step away from my daily life and look at it. So I want you to go ahead and fill us in on that.
Okay, so not gonna talk about all of it, but I'm gonna talk about some of the big things. And this is for the LVOIS. Let's start there. Um, you for the LVIS, it is chess clocks all the time, everywhere. So chess clocks will be used in the IS every round.
Mm.
Here's the interesting part.
what? I thought he was making it optional.
Not
No,
in the IS.
no, the IS, it's chess clocks. No
Oh, sorry,
option.
sorry, sorry. I got that mixed up with the GT. Sorry.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Doesn't affect me.
yeah, the IS. Chess clocks will be set to 65 minutes per player.
Ooh.
They are going to it's somewhat of an accelerated schedule where you are still going to play 4 rounds on Saturday, but be done by 8.
So they cut time.
It's basically an accelerated round. So the thought process, I heard LJ talk a little bit about it, was when people use the chess clocks, they finish with time to spare, right?
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
just, and I understand that, right? You're just naturally going to go faster because you're on the clock. So they are going to try this kind of like quicker round because the players are going to play quicker and end their games quicker in that time frame.
Well, that's not too bad though, because
Yeah.
that's only 10 minutes off of each clock, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
you're not given the full 230.
Not a full 230. So for example, the round one is 9 to 11:20. And then from 11:20 to 11:30, you score and new pairings are posted. Then you have a lunch, 11:30 to 12:30. Round two is 12:30 to 2:50. Again, 2:50 to 3. So there's a 10-minute. So the 10 minutes in between rounds is for scoring your round and pairing. And then you start the next round right at 3. 3 to 5:20, 5:20, 5:30, that 10 minutes, 5:30, 7:50, 7:58, you're done. So they're IS will be playing 4 rounds and getting out only an hour after the 3 rounds of the GT.
So question, does that have to do with the venue? Because
No, well, so
like does the venue close like because like at Rio after everything was done, you had if you wanted to chill after hours, you had to be back in the hall in the venue before they close the doors, and then you guys could chill there till like midnight or something. So
he
is this place not allowing that? So
no,
therefore you have
no.
to finish it faster? Like I
It,
don't.
it was mainly because I guess I shouldn't say mainly. One of the things he said, one of the things LJ said was I think one of the biggest things they got feedback on was no um, get together after, no community event. There was no Legion event this last year, right?
Yep.
Because we couldn't. The GT did you got the IS and GT did 4 rounds on different nights, right? So we were one was later than the other, so there was no way to coordinate it. This way, nobody, neither GT or LVIS is playing late into the night. So we will be able to have a community event where all the Star Wars Legion players from both tournaments will be able to meet up and go somewhere. Because we're going to get out at 7, you're going to get out at 8. So that's plenty of time to now get, have that community event that we didn't have this last go around.
I'm down with
Because
that.
because the GT doesn't need 4 rounds today. The GT is doing 3 and 3 and only an extra game on Sunday if necessary. But the IS still needed to do the 4, right? You needed the 4 and 3 and then the cut on Sunday.
Right.
But since you're all doing chess clocks, everyone will be
Yeah.
on a chess clock, that they're hoping that this accelerated round would get you through it.
Yeah. And
So
you
that was
don't
interesting.
change the clock on defensive rolls.
No,
Nick. Yeah.
yep, that's you that did that. Well, and I guess I'll say this. At least according to last year, I actually haven't read the new chess clock document if it's anything different. So we'll have to take a look at that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I thought that was very interesting. That's going to be a
I
very
like that.
different.
I like that a
Yeah.
lot. Like, because in most of my games that I play with chess clock, there's always at least 10 minutes to spare. And you do have to think faster, and you
Mhm.
can't lollygag. So it's very more high stress, but at the same time, you're not playing around. Like you're not wasting people's time, Jose. So I do like that. I like that.
Boo.
Now, LJ, if you're hearing this, my man, let's incorporate that to GT. Let's do that. I don't think you can because it's A
No, you
and
can't.
G. Yeah, A and G. Yeah,
Nobody,
yeah, yeah.
You
nobody would then go to GTs.
you
Those
can't you
guys
can't
aren't
even
about.
you can't even do
Those
it.
players are not
Okay,
about that,
all
Jay.
right, fine, fine,
Those
fine.
players are not
LJ,
about
just
that.
just make Jose play on for GT.
No, you can have your chess clock. I'm gonna have all the fun prizes and hear you complaining about you not getting them.
Anyway, what else did we see, Nick?
That was kind of the biggest thing. So yeah, the schedule change. GT is going to be 3 and 3. Still doing the doubles on Sunday. That will still be going on. You will still have your scrambles on Friday. If we'll see 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 how many people do the scrambles. I mean, right? I mean that did, I don't know. Maybe it might have better success this next year, but I think
I don't know, because like scrambles
Who
are good.
wants to put
Well, it's scrambles are good
practice?
practice to practice,
yeah,
but like if you're in Vegas, you might as well spend it doing like a free day, just do Vegas, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I look at it. Like, don't get me wrong, scrambles are fun. Practicing is really crucial to the IS, but hey, look at it as a day of just relax before the stress comes.
Yeah. Yeah. So it should be good. I'm looking forward to the new venue too. I like that it's
Yeah.
going to be in a bigger
I'm
venue
I'm
and not a hotel, right?
I'm
So
bummed out, dude. Like I had a bail last year, and I criticized LJ's event last year, and now my triumphant return, and I don't even get to go back to the Rio.
Yeah, but I mean, again, I agree with you, Nick. I think it's in a better spot. I've never been to this convention, so I'm really excited to see how big it is.
I've never been there either. It is bigger. It's
Are
a
they gonna have
bigger.
vendors there too? Right?
Of
All the
course.
Yeah.
vendors are gonna
Yeah.
be
Mhm.
there?
Yeah,
Okay.
vendors.
Yeah.
So everything from Rio just got kicked
Yeah.
over to this place.
And more. It's gonna be bigger, so they're gonna fill out that space with other things. So I could have swore I heard that there will also be card gaming, I think, and like
Oh,
Lorcana and Star.
Whoa!
I
I'm
I
taking
could be
my
wrong.
slew deck,
I
baby.
I could be wrong, but I thought that was the case that I
well,
heard that it was going to be not just miniature gaming, but also card gaming as well. They're wanting to. I believe they're wanting to make it more like a full convention, not just a tournament, right? LVO has always kind of been just a tournament to go
yeah.
to. It's not like a convention like Adepticon or Gen Con. Now that they're moving actually to a convention hall, like an actual convention building, not a hotel, I think they're going to try to make it more like a convention.
Which
Dude, we
which
land
yeah.
Friday. We land Friday. Where's Jose? I'm at the high roller slew table, baby.
Which
Imperial
is
credits
cool.
only.
Because like if they do this, make this a big convention thing, then AMG will probably come in and host things like they do at Adepticon and all that other stuff, and all the other people that the Warhammer guys, game shop. Yeah, I'm all for this, so that's pretty cool. I'm a little bummed that it's happening again this year because expenses, right? But I understand that it's probably better to have one sooner than have one a whole year and a half away. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
that
would
that was the
rather the
thing, right? Because they're
delay.
moving dates, you either going to have two in one year or going to have to wait a year and a half for the next one.
Yeah,
So,
which is a good call. Good call.
yeah,
Hurts the
We might
wallet,
have the
but hey, good
finished game
call.
by then, though.
we have our
It's,
finished game. It's finished. Jen's
yeah,
So the
finished.
yeah.
She's
the
all
the, the
ready.
complete the
She's
Him,
done.
completed game.
Nick
I
had
didn't get
so much
points
fun
adjustments.
in
It's
the
not
tournament.
completed. Yeah, I want to know. Nick,
So
I need
yeah, well,
I
so
need a
again,
full on Jin deep
well,
dive.
before we get into that, again, I just want to repeat, LVO this year is October 2nd through October 5th. Our local boys, if you guys are going to go, I know Jose, I think you're going to offer up driving us again, if I'm not mistaken.
If we're all
And then
roading up, dude, I can fit five. Let's roll.
and if
Make
you
it
guys
cheap,
do
cheap,
get an
cheap.
Airbnb, that's not a bad idea. If you get like a cool house, get to chill in there.
The reason I thought about the Airbnb is because listening to Stabcast when Ryan went to, I think he went to Adepticon or somewhere, wherever he went, him and a couple buddies got the Airbnb and he made it sound legit. He's like, we got in at the end of the night. He's like, we kicked it outside. He's like, we were smoking stogies and chilling by a fire. And I was complaining about gin. And I was like, that sounds hella fun. So I'm
Yeah.
like interested, but only it's gonna depend because I don't want to have to get up 2 hours earlier than I already am already gonna get up to then fight traffic or wait for an Uber, all that stuff. Like, you know me, I'm not about all the extra expenses, and Nick, I'm sorry, I hate tipping. And so if it's gonna be close by where, a mile, a half a mile to a mile walk isn't bad. I don't mind walking. We do it all the time when we're in Vegas anyways.
I
But if the Airbnbs are way out, then that's not an option. But Ryan made an Airbnb with the boys sound really legit, and I'm like, that'd be fucking dope. Oh, sorry, Nick, effing dope.
Yeah, you're probably not going to want to walk. I've heard that you don't want to walk. I've heard I heard a couple of locals say that
Because
don't
their
plan
feet or because it's hot.
because of the area. They suggested you may not want to walk at night from the Expo Center to the Golden Nugget.
That's
So
It's out
valid.
there by where
That's valid.
Circus
But
is.
I mean, you're driving, Jose.
if
So
you
if you're
drive,
driving,
then yeah,
yeah, you
yeah.
might as well just drive to the convention park. I assume since we got convention pass, we get parking if they are charging for parking, but probably they're not going to charge for parking. I don't know. I don't go to a whole lot of conventions, so I'm not sure if they charge for
It just
parking.
seems like that's going to be a lot of parking space for a lot of people, and finding parking is going to be a
Sure, but
mm.
not everyone's going to drive, right? A lot of people are going to be staying there on the strip, right? So they won't need to drive. So
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, looking forward to it this year. But Yeah. Anyways, moving on. We had our May 4th tournament this past weekend slash Memorial tournament because we wanted to honor Palpatine, IRG, and Pathfinders. Ironically, nobody brought that except the Rebel people who use Pathfinders as Rebel troopers. Uh, so I guess it was just a nice little send off to like,
Shout
hey,
out, shout out to Edward for the amazing trophy conversions that he did. Go on our Discord if you haven't seen him. For those of you who love Andor and you guys love the Grandma Brick scene, our boy Edward 3D printed Grandma Brick with Sheev Palpatine, April 30th, Rebel Pathfinders, April 30th, Imperial Guard, April 30th, Grandma Brick style, and that was the send-off trophy for this event. One of a kind, never gonna get them. For the people who want them, cherish it. Ed, you are the man.
yeah, it was a really fun tournament. So thank you, Roman and Rob for throwing that. Always really fun event. But let's go ahead and dive into our games if you guys remember your games. Jose, how was your games, man?
I got destroyed the day
Wow.
before in Star Wars Unlimited. I don't want to
Wow.
talk about it.
Wow. You didn't even go.
My
You're
record
fired.
was 1-5-1.
You are
I
you are
should have I should have went to the event. I
you are
should have.
fired. I was like looking, where's Jose? Everyone's asking about Jose. Where's Jose? I was like, oh, he'll show up. He'll come. And then he comes, like, oh, he's playing. And then he leaves. Just
Drop the
devastated.
trophies off,
Devastated. Yeah.
watch some murder bears and watch Magna Guards with sad faces, and everybody was like having a good time, and I had to go home and be an adult.
It happens to us, man. Life happens. You at our age, we gotta pick and choose which
I
hobbies
had
we
to
go
choose
to.
one day.
Yeah, that happens. I totally understand that one. But Nick, you brought an interesting list. Why don't you go ahead and go over your list and tell us about your games and explain to the audience why ours was the best. Go for
Tell us why Jin is
Oh my,
amazing now. Explain to me that.
yeah, none of those things that were just said were true. Yeah.
it.
I don't know if I'll even talk about our game. I don't
It's
know
okay.
if we even had one. I
I
don't think we
got I,
did.
I got plenty of talking to do for our game.
Yeah. All
Go
right.
for
You're lucky it happened as much as it did.
it.
Um, so yeah, I did. I brought Rebels. I brought Lando, and I brought Jin. I put everything on Jin: vigilance, situation awareness, and e-stims.
Did you
Try to
ever
keep.
use eSIM once?
Um,
She was
no,
busy getting one shot.
I didn't. Yeah, yeah. Um, brought Bad Batch. Brought my Rebel troopers as Pathfinders.
Bad Batch
So
over Grogu and Mando?
I was just trying to decide what to play. I'll play Din and Grogu next. I'm gonna have to cycle back and forth. I can't
Throw
bring
your
everyone
toys.
now.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna have to like kind of switch back and forth now. So yeah, this tournament I
Gotcha.
brought Bad Batch. So Rebels with some astromechs and some shotguns. I brought my one sleeper cell, and I brought two Mandos. So two Mandalorian units with the Beskar, with the new shields. Tried those out. Um, and then emergency transponders. And then I brought two buses with just the medic and an HQ uplink on them. So that was my list. And
How
I
many acts?
it was 11.
So, last quick question before you get into game. At any point in this tournament, please tell me, did you move a bus with Lando?
you,
No, no,
Oh,
I didn't.
you can't move a bus to Lando,
You
can
yeah,
you?
can.
you
You
can.
one step
Yep.
with one step ahead, you
Oh,
can.
Any
oh, that's
one
right.
step
That's
ahead.
right. One
Yeah.
step ahead. That's right. That's right.
So I'll say that I didn't like this list. So it's not something I normally would play.
Oh, I'm
Like a
sorry. Sorry. Hold on.
oh,
I'm sorry, Nick. I gotta stop you right there. I totally
hmm,
forgot what I was gonna do before the beginning of the tournament.
okay.
So Rob was supposed to play in this tournament, but unfortunately we had an odd even number and he had to drop. But I wanted to bring this up. He's welching on his bet with Nick. How dare you, Rob? Uh, no, so Nick or Rob's not able to play, so I told Rob, "Hey, Rob, you got to play your Knicks. You should play your list next tournament." And he just like, "Nope, not doing it." I'm just like, You're welching on the bet. You took it very personal too, Nick. The list that you made. I was just like, no, that's literally what Nick would do. Like Nick's literally just like, I don't even like the list I'm playing now. So,
Yeah.
so I'm just like, I just wanted to bring it up because I just felt like, come on, Rob, you make a bet, you got to stick to the bet, you know?
Yeah, he was really upset about that list, and I'm like, it's just
Now he has to play it at my birthday party, Rob. Now at my birthday party, you're playing that list.
Like, you know how many bets I made with Jose, and Jose had to do free paint jobs? Like, that's honoring a bet. You know what I mean? You got to honor the bet.
And he was gifted free paint jobs from other people who won
Yeah,
bets.
yeah. Um,
Sorry.
yeah. But I just wanted to point it out because like Nick always makes these lists that are fun, and you know,
What didn't you like
yeah.
about your list? Your list sounds like a Nick list. It sounded fun, Mando.
no. I didn't. So it's not. So I've never really done like buses with the medics. I've never really tried to play that play multiple Mando units like that. Yeah, I just didn't like it after playing
Too
it.
many moving parts.
Yeah, I didn't like after playing it. Yeah, it's just it was probably more thinking than I wanted to do on a day. Um, so yeah, so I didn't really like it, but don't know that going in because I don't never practice my list. If anyone wants to know, I never practice or play my list. I before I bring it to a tournament, it's usually the first time I played it. Obviously, I've played the units before, but usually that list specifically or the combination I've never played before. Um, Jin is as bad as I thought. Yep, she's terrible. And again, I even put this in our Discord. And I should rephrase. She's not bad, but she's also not good. Like, yes, she is a cheap operative unit, but she does nothing. So, do you want to bring a cheap operative unit that does nothing? I guess.
Well,
Um,
which is interesting because like the way you played it in our game, I want to know like your thoughts on it when we get there. Like what your thought process was when, because you had to obviously in our game split up your army, and I feel like Jin is good if she has support behind her, which I don't think you gave enough of in our game.
so I wouldn't really look too deeply in our game because our game, I was just there to have it be over as quickly as possible, and you could tell the people why if you want.
Sure. What would you want me to tell them now or later?
You can tell them now. Go
Oh,
for it.
okay, yeah. So I personally like the proxy Empire and clones because I have Etsy Order 66 does some great models for Empire as samurai models, and then for clones, they're medieval clones. So at first, when I got into this game, I only played CIS. Then I got into Shadow Collective, and I thought I'm never gonna get into the other armies. Then I saw these boys. I was like, oh, okay, these are a cool spin on it. Nick has a disdain for proxies. He does not care for them, which I don't ever think you told us the reason why. Is there a reason why behind it, or is it just
Yes.
has he? I just assumed. I assumed personally because your dad used to own a game shop, and like if you're buying proxy models, you're not buying the models.
It's for a lot of reasons, but sure, that's it.
Okay, why
That's
don't you
what.
tell us?
So, I mean, one, it's I want to play the models and against the models of this game, especially yours that aren't even Star Wars. They're samurai. There's not even anything Star Wars
That
about them.
oh,
If we're playing with that, we could just put salt and pepper shakers on the table and play Legion
Star
that
Wars
way.
Visions has Samurai Star Wars.
No,
it's not a far stretch. Like the Jedi's are based off samurai, and then even Fortnite, you got Samurai Vader and Samurai Stormtroopers.
don't compare this to Fortnite. No.
I'm just saying it's like to me it's tomato tomato, right? Because they're look just like stormtroopers, but they just have a
No, they
bamboo hat.
don't.
Oh,
No, they
I
don't
will
at all.
go get
I could.
models. I
No,
guarantee. Oh, if I was to
nope.
hold them up, and you would tell me you couldn't tell the difference.
I couldn't tell the difference. Nope.
Okay, you're
Nor,
wrong.
nor, nor,
You're
n-
wrong.
nor is it my job to try to figure out what your models are because they're not the right models.
So okay,
So,
just so I understand correctly, you like playing against models that are of the game.
yes.
Okay, continue.
Yeah. Um, we'll continue why I hate your army so much or continue more in the tournament.
Well, yeah,
I'll
why?
continue.
I'm just interested because, um,
Also,
like,
here's the biggest reason. Here's the
uh,
biggest reason.
okay,
It's a rule. You're breaking a rule by bringing that model. Now I know that they said you could bring it for this tournament because it was just a fun tournament,
Sure.
which I don't. Yeah. So I am I am a rule person. Even though I'm not a competitive player, I am a
Mm,
rule person,
sure.
and I'm always play by the rules. And that's why it's always like, oh, we could do this. That's why I'm always like, no, because that's not the rule. Now, you want to show up on a casual night and two players agree to do whatever they want, do whatever you want. But if I'm going to go to a tournament, even a fun tournament, I expect to follow the rules, right?
Rules set by
Would it
who?
should
That was a rule.
well, that's the thing.
So that's
So yeah,
hypocritical.
for that tournament, it was allowed.
Well, no. So all of the Legends tournaments that I've ever been to, proxy has always been allowed.
Yeah, but that's not the rule of a tournament.
That who sets the rules?
The TO, and
The TO.
I've already said this,
Uh,
and I just don't agree with that. Yeah.
I know, but I mean, if you're going by its rule and they set the rule,
I'm going by the official rules.
but
Official
it's
rules.
you could treat the tournament as like you said, like a casual, right?
You're
But
not winning this, dude.
no, because
I'm
here's the
not I'm
thing.
not I'm not trying to win anything. I'm just
Yeah.
I'm just
But
curious. That's all.
I'm definitely a rules person. I'm a rules person because I'm definitely the person that's like, well, then just break all the rules. Let's bring range tools that are 2 inches longer, right? I mean, what's the difference?
No, I
No,
think that's you're kind of
but
so.
but no,
Go
the
ahead.
TO decides to break one rule, you can break any rule
No,
then
well,
as a
he's not
TO.
breaking any rules. He's setting the rules.
But well, okay, then you can set the rules to
He's
bring
Right.
bending the rules.
longer measuring tools.
I just to me, like I've always been on the side, and this is everything that I ever played, is like if it doesn't break the game, then it shouldn't be a problem. Unless it comes down to supporting the company. Then I am with you. Like buy the company's products so that way the company can still make the game and support the game. Like I'm all for that. Don't cheese them out of that. But if it doesn't change the rules or it doesn't like you know, nothing bad happens when you're playing the game, I don't see why people can't have fun of it. And I think AMG understands that because a good example is the custom commanders that are coming out, right?
No, they don't understand that. You still have to have legit models, even though they're making custom commanders.
I,
So so
okay,
yeah, so no, and I totally know this is my pet peeve.
sure,
This is my
sure.
thing. Sure, I totally get that.
I do
But
It's
want
yeah,
mine too.
but
no, get out. Jose, you need to get out of here. You never had
I
that
don't
problem. Never had that problem.
with
But
proxies,
I
yes.
did
Yes,
want
I
to say
have.
something. I
My
did.
rule
No,
with proxies was I hate proxies because you're not supporting the game. I am with Nick. I only own one proxy that I only used once, and if I felt like shit and I threw it back, it's been gathering dust ever since.
no,
I'm not a proxy fan.
that's not that. I think you're flip flopping here based
No,
on
I'm not.
where the where things land because you've always let me run proxies in our games. I've always have you ever
Yeah,
yeah like I've always
but
run
not in a tournament. In
yes,
our casual games, yeah,
casual do
100%.
whatever, right?
Name a
Now,
tournament where I was like, JR, go ahead and bring me
yeah.
Samurai. I'd never have.
Now but a casual player, then I also have the right to say, well, I don't want to play, and that's
sure
fine, right?
sure
Give
So
me
yeah
my ball. I'm going home.
yeah, I mean, I just wouldn't, right?
mm,
And man, you were so lucky. All those tables were mine, Jr. Because if I did not have to wait for my train
You would
that
have
day,
called it.
oh yeah, I wouldn't have played.
It
Oh
was
yeah, I
all
wouldn't have
this over
played.
one model. He had one model that
no
No,
just
all his whole army was
my whole
samurai.
army
His
was
whole army
samurai.
was
My whole
samurai.
army was samurai. Yeah.
His whole
Rob
army
let
was
that
samurai.
go.
He did not have
And
he did not have any official
that
models, and they
was
were all samurai.
Roman's call. Roman's call. And I think Rob
You.
said that
How come you
he
didn't
would allow
borrow
it
it
too.
all?
Well, because it's fun. Like again, like my
Ugh.
stance is different on this, where if it doesn't change the game, it shouldn't be a problem.
Nick,
You are
Nick, I
changing
would have scooped.
the
I would have
game.
scooped.
So
I would have been like, nope.
What are you changing about it? Like the
you're
gameplay mechanics of it or the aesthetic of it?
the aesthetic. Yeah.
Sure, you're changing the aesthetic of it. That doesn't change the game, right? The game doesn't need
To
the
me, it
aesthetic.
does. To me, it does. Because
Uh,
I don't. I'm not playing Warhammer. I'm not playing Legend of the Five Rings.
yeah,
I'm playing Star Wars.
sure.
So
But it's more or less your personal conviction of just like, hey, no,
oh
it
yeah,
just
sure. Yeah,
Yeah, which makes sense.
it's
Yeah,
me. It's me.
yeah,
But yeah, it irks me to no end. Oh
yeah.
yeah, I
I,
was
I
and,
wish,
and
I wish, I
You
wish
detoured so
you
hard.
should
so
have.
so
Go
that's why I
ahead.
was wondering why when you're talking about my strategy. Could you not tell what my strategy was that game? What was the
Well,
final
then
score of that
I
game?
I really wish you would have just scooped in the beginning. Then, like, you didn't have to play me. Like, if
He
that was
didn't, but he did. He was
if
waiting
that
for
Where
was
the
else
if
was
that
I
was
gonna
your
go? I had
well,
to
that's
wait
that's
two
what I'm
hours
saying.
before
If that was
the term was over.
if that was your personal conviction, then you're just punishing both of us, right? Because
I didn't.
you're not giving me a fair game,
Yeah.
right?
Oh no, I
So
wanted to punish you. Yes,
so that
that
was
was
the
totally
goal.
vindictive. That was totally vindictive. I
just
had
like the dice.
pure
So
It's the bear
intent.
and the dice all over
you're
again.
being malicious for no intent.
I will 100% be fully honest. I was totally being malicious.
Okay, okay,
Yep,
that's good to
It's
know.
the
yep.
That's good to
dice all
know.
over
You,
That's good
again,
to know.
Jr. It's
you
the
That's
dice
good to
all
know.
over again.
I will promise you that if the tournaments continue and they allow proxy, I'm gonna bring a proxy army every time, just so I can be malicious towards you.
yeah.
Oh God.
Because there's no need for that. There's no need to just
Oh,
be malicious for no reason.
it
That was
There's
is.
his
nothing I
reason
did.
though.
There's nothing I did to warrant that, in my opinion. That's your own conviction, and
Sure.
I follow the rules. So to take it out on me is uncalled for.
No, I don't think it that way.
Oh, I know you don't, and I'm just curious why you think that. Because you're punishing for no reason. I was allowed to take the army. I'm allowed to
No,
play what I want. So, but anyways,
no.
go ahead, continue with your game.
Continued the games.
Yeah.
We sidetracked.
Yeah, so I played so yeah, Jin is not doing much out there. So first game I played against CIS Dallin. Um he was playing with Dooku B1s, Magnas, BXs. Um and we played on Breakthrough, and Jin, at least in that game, had something she could go fight because there were naked B1 squads on the table. It's like, hey, maybe Jin could go fight naked B1 squad. She won't die in that. So
They killed her.
they didn't, but he could have, and I'll get to that because
Oh,
he asked me later. So it was a good game. Oh, he had Grievous too. So Grievous and Dooku.
so CIS good. So my old list. That's my old
Yeah.
list.
Mhm.
Um
Minus the
Land
Magnus.
and this is first time playing Lando and kind of going to the one step ahead. Why I never moved the bus, or at least didn't have really have the opportunity. It's surprising how often your command cards don't match. so, so for almost the whole tournament, I only really had the opportunity to move Lando.
Was it because you needed a specific command card? Because I feel like with the new Legion, there's a certain tempo you follow where you know like there's a good chance round two is going to be a 1 or 2 pip. There's a good chance in round three it's a 1 pip. So is it just you because cards you needed to play for what you were doing, or because you realistically couldn't gauge what pip he was going to play in that turn?
So here's my thought on it, and maybe I'm just not a good enough player to do it. But when I was playing, I mean, I have my command card I want to play, right? I mean,
Hmm.
I have a command card I want to play. I mean, I have a certain command card I want to play on turn two and turn three, turn four, right? So, am I going to not play the command card that I think is going to best fit me just to get a speed one move? I, I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but that was the situation I was in. It's like, yeah, I could probably sit there and try to think about what my opponent's going to play, but I have this, like, my plan was to play this card. So do I not play
Gotcha.
that because I think they're going to play a 2 pip and I'm playing a 3 pip? I
I think it just comes
I
down to how bad you need that move. If I mean, in a world where you're perfectly set up and you don't need that move, yeah. But I think if you really wanted to game it to where you got what you needed to move when you needed to move it, I think then you would play it to
Yeah,
sacrifice your
a good
hand and make the
example of
call.
that is the buses, right? If you knew you needed a bus to move or be in position to give you a big line of sight blocking, then I think you could play his that one card. I think it's called the Ace Up the Sleeves, where you can switch it, right, to match it
you
or
no
anticipate.
you play a card and then you can switch it to that. So you
Yeah,
switch
so
it to a 1 pip.
right. So if you played, let's say you were thinking they're gonna play a 2 pip, you play a 2 pip, but then they play a 1 pip, then you can switch it to the one, right?
You could. Yeah, you
So
could.
I think in that scenario, it definitely is like thinking of it in advance of, oh, okay, where do I need this bus? like, oh, they're gonna try to shoot this person. Let me move this bus in play. But I agree with you. It totally like throws off the chain of just like, well, then I got to play a command card that I don't want to play.
Yeah. Because the other thing too with Rebels is the command card I'm playing that turn is also usually pretty specific to the units I need to get orders to.
Yeah.
And like I need to get an order to this unit, right? And if I don't, maybe they're going to be in a lot of trouble or die. So I can't switch at that point, right? And usually a speed one move's not going to matter to like saving that unit. I need to get an order on them. So that's the thing too. It's like, oh, I'm going to switch that out as well when I need to get these orders out.
Yeah.
And the other thing too is Lando has 2 1 pips. So it's like you don't even have the 2 pip, right? So you have more 1 pips, which means you're gonna not match even more so,
Yo,
probably.
could you imagine? Could you imagine one step ahead, old Legion and like hostage exchange? I'm
Yeah.
moving my hostage
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So so mostly I was moving Lando. There was one cool time where it matched and I got to move Bad Batch backwards away from Dooku and then Dooku couldn't like get on that turn. Like there was like one time that happened. But yeah, it was mostly just moving Lando around.
Yeah, I felt lackluster when you were playing Orlando. I was just like he's not doing a whole lot.
Yeah,
Did the incognito matter? Like, did the incognito feel good?
the incognito felt fine in that I had to worry about him getting shot, right? I mean, yeah, I could deploy him then to be behind a line sight blocker, right? That kind of stuff. I could keep him near the core. I did use him on some core to do some moves to do recover, things like that. But your rebel core is not really influencing the game a ton, so it's kind of
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah.
Um, but other thing too, to give him the incognito and the infiltrate, he has to bring that 1 pip, which is like fun, but not. It's terrible for
It's
one
You
the
don't
pip.
then
really? You
is
think
it
it's
the
that
idiot's
bad?
array? No.
No, it's the one where you can roll the dice and hand out mobilized tokens, but
Oh yeah,
sometimes you
yeah,
get
yeah.
immobilized. Yeah, yeah. So it
So
started.
I still think that's
how
pretty good because it like in my game against Michael, we'll get into it when we get there. Michael immobilized Vader, and he's just like now Vader just can't move for that whole turn.
how
Yeah,
did the new line of sight rules work? Like, did you guys like them in effect? Like, were they great? Were they blah, not as good as we thought they were gonna be?
I like the principle of them. I think a lot of the rulings on them are weird right now.
And game state, like playing the game.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but I do still like the idea of it,
Gotcha.
and
Okay, sorry.
and
Carry on.
yeah, and I think they need to be not big. So maybe some big area trains, but I think most of them should be smaller in scale, not big pieces.
So not so much line of sight blocking.
Still nice sight blocking, but not like not giant circles, right, on the
Circles,
board.
okay.
Mhm.
Like things that still will block line of sight, but not things that are like taking up the whole board.
I don't
Gotcha,
well
gotcha,
any of the
gotcha.
tables that I played on last tournament, none of them felt bigger than they need to be.
I no, they were okay. I think I would maybe scale them down a little bit though. Have more smaller ones than 2 big ones.
Who designed the tables, Rob?
Rob did one, I did one, Edward did one, and I did two. So I did two. Rob and Edward did one, and they were
Gotcha.
and 3 of the tables were mine, and one was Rob's.
Yeah.
Cool. That's good. Ever got involved. That's dope.
Yeah, yeah. So play against Dallin. It was close. I barely won. Won 6-4 in objectives. And if it would have went to kill points, I only would have won by like 20 points on kill points. So it was really close. So the thing I thought of, because he asked me at the end of the game, after, what could he have done better? And I said, you're asking the wrong person because I have no idea. And because I don't, in the moment, I don't. I usually don't. If anything, I can think of maybe a mistake I made, but usually I'm not that in tune with my opponent and be able to point out anything they did wrong. But I did think of something the next day, and I go, oh, so there was. I think I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. So it was the last turn of the game. Jin was almost dead. She was with some B1s. I'm pretty sure he had orders on everything, and I did not have an order on Jin. And he held the B1s there. I don't know what he was think. I'm not sure if he was thinking like, oh, I'm gonna wait till I send in Dooku to kill her, so I'm gonna not activate these B1s yet. Um, but Jin ended up being like the last token out of the bag. In fact, she didn't even activate that turn but when time got called. She hadn't even gone yet. So her token was in the bag. Hindsight, if I was asking what he could have done differently, hindsight, his very first activation, he should just withdrew the B1s. Because Jin then would have been sitting there surrounded by 4 units of B1s, snipers, and Dooku. And she only had like 2 health left.
Mm.
So, and she was a marked target. She was an objective
Oh, he
killer.
Well,
should have sniped
to
her.
be fair, it was just the last turn.
Last turn.
You could have stemmed, so that's an extra 4, and she doesn't die at the end of the round.
True. It probably could have stemmed in that case, but
Mm.
He'd have to
but
overkill then,
what? No, yeah,
right?
you'd overkill. You
Yeah,
should
you have to
still could
overkill.
die. She just have to.
Yeah,
But see, I only
overkill.
had like 1 or 2 wounds left. Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He had 3 units of B1s, 2 sniper units, Dooku. So there was a lot there. I think Dooku probably could have done it on his own almost. But
No, he could have.
but thinking about it now, it's like, oh, that's what he should have done. He very first activation, B1 withdraw, because then she would just been sitting there. My token was in the bag, and it didn't come out. So
Yeah.
he could have done whatever he wanted to to Jin, and that's kind of the problem with her sometimes.
So you didn't, knowing that her token was going to be in the bag, it was safer to leave her in that melee than to use her disengage with the free move from independent?
I used the independent to get in the mail.
Oh shoot. Okay, okay, okay. Makes sense.
So yeah, yeah. So yeah, I won that game. It was a good game. It was a fun game. Um, Next I played against Ewoks. A lot of Ewoks.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just too many Ewoks. I mean, there wasn't really much to that game other than I was trying to kill Ewoks and couldn't
Did you
kill
kill a
them.
lot?
So I mean, I killed some. I didn't count how many I killed. I did kill
Okay.
some, but and it was still like, I think the final score was like 12-9 or something. So
I think
um
I think Scott should take that to LVO because that list. Oh man, just good luck, especially with the new line of sight blocking from the area terrain. Like, I think you just auto win.
yeah, it was a lot of Ewoks. It definitely was too many for my list to kill. Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely could
Yeah.
not kill that many. So yeah. So it just couldn't kill enough. Uh Lost that one. So won the first one, lost that one, and then yeah, I only played 2 games that day.
Makes
So
sense. Makes
yeah,
sense.
that
Got to
was it.
quit third one.
Yeah.
All right. Anything that you felt uh like what was the funnest game for you? The Ewok one or the one you did with Dallin?
Oh, it down. Yeah, that was a funner.
Mhm.
That's the
Why?
fun game. Um, it was more of a game, I guess, because playing a horde army like that, playing against a horde army, if you
It's
don't have
almost
like,
unwinnable.
well, yeah, especially if you didn't like bring maybe the best lists for that either. I mean, rolling Jin Bonky Ewoks in it with her 4 black, and I'm rolling only like 2 hits every time I roll.
Yeah.
That's not gonna do it. Um, so yeah, it's kind of those games like you almost don't even like think about it, like because you just can't win it in that sense. So that was a funner game. Lando did feel underwhelming.
Mhm.
Not that he was bad, but yeah, it was kind of like, I don't
You think
know.
you need more games? Like it's just a small sample size. You need to get used to Lando, maybe.
I almost think he's probably not to really probably make him sing. He's probably not my type of model to play. It probably takes too much effort, too much
You know,
thought,
it's funny.
which I don't give, which I don't have any.
It's funny that you say that because I feel like he is a unit that you would play because he's so like swingy, right? And I feel like you like the swingier units.
He is. I do like that. I did like that. I did like the
Mm.
playing the gamble card and whatnot. I did like that. Um, if he feels maybe too expensive to play that way, like he's probably
So what
not
I
worth the 105 points for me to play him.
so
Maybe
what
for
I'm
a
hearing,
good
Nick,
player.
is you're either gonna go full board Cassian and Jin only, or you're gonna go with good old Commander Luke.
No, Commander Luke's so bad. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I am kind of wondering.
He's
I
in
don't know what I'm gonna do
shambles.
because I still want to
Leia's
play
always a good
Jin.
choice.
I need to bring Din and Grogu, so it's like it's hard to fit Cassian. It does bum me out that I feel like I have so little options now with my
Sure,
heroes.
sure. Yeah.
I'll
Well,
I'll keep
Lando
trying
lets you
Lando.
Lando was I was listening to this because he has the allies of convenience. You should do Lando and do Boba and Din,
Boba's so bad.
but it
Boba's
might be better
so
than you
bad.
think.
I, I
No.
I feel like there's some good plays you can make with Lando. Like
Oh, I'm sure there is. I don't know if I have
The brain power.
the the effort. I wouldn't say brain power, the effort. I don't want to put that much effort. That's not that's just not. Ask Rob about his list.
I was gonna say if Rob made you a really good competitor list, how do
He'd
you feel you
fumble
would
it.
do with it? Yeah.
I mean, as long as it wasn't like super like a certain play style, right? As long as it needed a certain play style, I guess I could probably play it. Because yeah, I mean, if you gave me three supercells and Op Luke and whatever else, I'm sure I would do okay. But you know, um, yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Cool beans. Yeah. I'll go over my games real quick. So I ran Samurais, as Nick pointed out. Darth Vader with Burst of Speed, Force Choke. Agent Callus, Season Initiative. Seventh Sister with Season Initiative, Tenacity, Force Choke. Fifth Brother with Season Initiative,
Wait,
Tenacity,
wait, wait,
Force
wait. I
Choke.
painted you a samurai callus?
No, I had to proxy that one with the actual legit Callus.
So Nick, you lied. He had a legit model on the table.
I had three. I had three to be exact.
Yeah.
Callus was
Uh,
like, "What am I doing? Who are these people?"
I need to get a samurai callus. But two dewback riders, tenacity and HG uplink, and I had the horses, but my horse models are technically not the length of an actual dewback. So in my mind, that's actually like a cheating model, right?
So they're
But
legal, yes.
I asked my opponent, because I borrowed some from Roman and from John, if they wanted me to play those dewbacks, I can, or I could use it for line of sight calls and everything. Um, the only one that made me play those ones was our truly Nick. um, other than that,
Bravo.
other than that, everybody else was fine. But yeah, I played dewbacks, tenacity, HQ uplink, two of them, and then three riot control squads with the security droids, tenacity, and then one scout trooper. My list is pretty much turn two, new ways to motivate, and I'm just bum rushing you. I'm just running everything down your throat. Um, it's 10 acts. I'm running Come Improve It, Implacable, New Ways to Motivate, Fear and Deadman, Dark Descent, and then Master Evil. I usually play Dark Descent's turn one, obviously, so Vader can infiltrate because he's very slow. And I'm kind of got mixed feelings about him doing that. Is because turn one you could burst the speed, hopefully into somebody if someone overextends, or you move twice towards down the field, and then the next turn you burst the speed. But then the following turns you're stuck. You're just there, and people just take advantage of that, and it just has a bad feeling. I definitely needed more practice in the game because I kind of made some bad calls. Like I gave Vader the recon scanner, and I probably shouldn't have done that because of how slow he is. But my first game was against Daniel, and Daniel was running two lats with Dark Troopers, Krennic, Callus, one Snow with the Flamers, think two Storms with the upgrade, and then a Scout, Naked Scout with the Strike Team. Uh, so, funny story about this one is I actually played Daniel a practice game that Thursday, and he was running Gar. And I told him to bring the lat list instead. His lat list just straight up countered me because I have no way of shooting down the lats. I could use a riot control squad to shoot their range gun, but that's not their purpose. So literally, my whole list, I could do nothing to these lats. And he made good use of them. Our game came down to 1 point because my mistake with the recon scanner is I couldn't. He smartly made it to where his lats took a standby. So if I get in range two of two units to proc the scanner, the lat could just back up so I won't get the point, which cost me the game. The most important thing here is like my practice game with Daniel was a mistake because Daniel knew I was gonna play New Ways to Motivate, and so on turn one he played IB Investigation, and he said take out all your two pips, and that's what happened, and that's what cost me again.
Didn't I tell you that a callus ISB bomb will fuck the tempo up for two and
Yes,
on?
yes,
I
I
called that. I
I agree.
called that.
I need to ask Daniel if Agent Callus was in his original lat list or if he brought it just for me,
Dude,
because
no.
Probably
ISB
was. Kels is good.
investigation.
yeah,
This
Yeah,
game is
Callus is
all
good generally.
this
Yeah,
game is all this game is all about tempo. Because going into like you're gonna know what your opponent's gonna do return two and on. You should know.
yeah.
Um, Therefore, if you look at their list and you can predict their turn two, and since this game is totally based on tempo, burn that ISB turn one and then throw their tempo off. Now they have to regain turn three, four, and five. Like Callus is so disruptive with just that one card.
And you're right. And it was really a game changer, in my opinion. I think that's really the recon scanners won him the game because of his brilliant move. But I think
The
setting me,
disruption.
yeah, setting me back that one turn because I couldn't take a wound and go ham on everything. It was bunker assault that we played on, so everyone was relatively close. We had some good line of sight blocking. So yeah, so he beat me round one, and then round two. I played against trying to remember who I played against round two. Michael. Michael played he was the other Lando player. Uh and pretty much we played close the pocket. And he is playing ATRTs, Leia, Rebel Vets with the Mark II, uh Bandos with the shield, two sleeper cells, and then I think I already said ATRTs. So and he had two fleet troopers and then one rebel trooper. Pretty much.
Shotguns or no shotguns?
Oh, they got the shotgun. They got the shotgun. So pretty much in
Tell them
this
just to make
game,
it a super squad next time.
I don't think you need to, honestly.
Don't.
Yeah, you probably want the axe.
Yeah, definitely like because he out activates
Yes,
you.
I need one less act in a 13 act rebel list is really gonna kill me. Get
You
out
never
of
know.
here.
I mean,
Stop that.
if they all got some sort of
Stop.
upgrade. So in this game, pretty much he put the two ATRTs, scouted them close to the middle one. I scouted the dewbacks close to the middle one as well. He put everything on the left side because I was doing the same thing. I have some buildings. This was on Nick's famous Christmas tree one, so there's a lot of good
Oh,
buildings to hide around.
nice.
Um, the note I only put scout troopers on the right side, and he put a sleeper cell. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna lose that side if I get shot by the sleeper cell. I need to shoot him before it shoots me. Um, and then on the left side, he like moved the Mandos really close to a building because they're speed three. So I was just like, okay. Now I went with Vader. I went up to the building, force choked one of them, and then he busts out sleeper cell, come and pop a shot into Vader. I think it does like 4 wounds right after Vader. So I'm just like, ooh, I can't take another one of those hits. Turn two, I played my new ways to motivate, and I forget what he played. I think he played No More Sorrows with Leia, and then
No time for sorrows.
thank you, No Time for Sorrows. He moved his Rebel Sleepers into base with Vader. Shoot Vader. Vader only took 1 wound.
Oh no.
Yeah, out of that big old shot. So I was like, cool. Vader's now safe. I don't have to worry about Vader. And all my other things just took a wound and just started wrecking face on everything. The turn two, that card that he played, he was able to move another unit because we played the both two pips. And he moved the fleet troopers closer to me, which meant I was gonna just wreck them when I got there. So pretty much I'm winning the left side because everything is in melee now with everything on his side. I decided to turn one of the dewbacks because I'm gonna lose the middle. I don't think my dewbacks can chew up the ATRTs fast enough to give me that point. So I turn tail and go towards the sleeper cell, and the sleeper cells managed, or the dewback managed to bite the sleeper cells, which caused a lot of wound to sleeper cells. They managed to kill the dewback in return, but then now my scouts came around the corner and just shot up sleeper cell, winning me that point. Um, but overall, it was a fun game. Um, yeah, I'm just really curious on how Lando goes. And
How
then
does Michael feel about it? He seems really, really pumped for Lando.
yeah, I think he really enjoys Lando, especially the what was
He's
it?
been playing Lando though too. That's a thing.
One step ahead. Like I think he really
Hmm.
likes that. I think again, I think there's some good plays to be played that we just need to figure out with that. Um, but I think he's still relatively new to playing Lando,
So
the new version of Lando.
we're gonna see JR play Lando Han in the next Legion tournament.
If I can find some Viking models for
Oh
rebels,
God,
yeah.
stop.
um,
I have
but
everything you need, so you don't need a proxy. I have everything
it,
you. Nick will gladly lend you
again,
models.
I did take Nick's Ewoks to LVO last a couple years ago. So
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to bringing a list that I don't have. And I understand Nick's point of view coming to the models and everything. I just like to tease Nick a lot. But yeah, so the Nick, I know you say you were trying to get that game over with fast in my third game, but I'm pretty sure you were playing it because you didn't give me nothing. I had to earn everything you gave me.
Well,
Uh,
could make you. Yeah, I mean, but still had to.
well, you
Still
said you
wouldn't make
wanted
you
over
earn it.
fast enough. You
Oh,
just could have ran everything down the middle and just like, all right, here you
well, I didn't want to like make it
You didn't want
super
to have
obvious.
fun.
go. But anyways, we know how that story goes. We already talked about that
Yep.
game. So overall, congratulations, Scott. He won the tournament with the Ewoks, and I'm so bummed that Daniel beat me because I really wanted to see if my list could have held its own against the Ewoks because there's so many bodies. I think I have the power in melee, and we both want to be in melee, but I don't know if I have the time to chew through all those acts,
Mm.
let alone getting hit back and losing some
You're
of my.
only your list is wounding like 4 to 3 Ewoks between a Vader swing. Vader swing, you're getting 3 for sure. You're probably getting 5
For a
with
Vader
the
swing?
Dewback. Vader, so 6 red die. I'm giving you the automatic Pierce 3,
Well,
and I'm
you know,
assuming
yeah, okay, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
assuming you're gonna whiff a red die. That's just an assumption. I'm
sure,
just saying,
sure.
for one Vader activation, you're looking. I'll give you 3 automatic. I'm giving you
Mhm.
5 for sure because you're gonna whiff a red. It happens to everybody. The dewbacks, you'll probably get 2 for sure. Maybe
No,
with
no.
the dewback claws. That's
Okay,
double.
so go ahead.
The dewback claws are what? Red.
Three red,
What
three
is it?
white, and then I have tenacity. So it's
Surge.
actually four red, four white, and it's surge to hit. It is suppressive, and then like I said, everything other than the scout troopers, Vader, and Agent Callus all have tenacity. And Vader, Seven Sister, and Fifth Brother all have force choke. So that's an extra amount of
Yeah.
dead.
No, I
So,
get that. I'm just saying in terms of time, like you're gonna do chunks, but these chunks aren't gonna matter where it would matter where like as much as it would matter into like a 6-man squad. He
but
was playing
you
double Ewoks,
you're also
so I don't
forgetting
think
that everything other than the scout troopers, everything has charge or relentless.
yes, but it's the bodies you're chewing into.
Yeah,
Like
Sure,
you still have
sure.
to account
it
for his saves. Like
the saves matter for sure. Because in fact,
Mhm.
in our game, there was a couple times where it's like, oh, I could, kill this unit, like, single model and putting 3 wounds and he rolled 3 shields, right? So
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, yeah.
so that could happen.
there's just so many bodies. It's like here's my 3, here's 3, here's whatever. Here's 3 wounds, or here's 3 wounds, here's 5 attack, roll 5 defense. And just the amount you got high chunks of volume when you're not swinging into double squad blobs is what I'm saying. So where it would take normally Vader 1 attack to kill a squad and move up, wound a squad, force choke, go about my way. It's not that way with these blobs. They're taking 1 or 2 shots of these massive shots to get you to even get them away or get them to a kill zone where they're just like, oh, I ate it. Now I'm gonna disengage and get into scoring range. My blob is so big. Or I'm gonna jump into this unit and tie you up in melee and yank one of your guy, like yank your unit off over here. Like I just
It,
think
it
there's a
it all
lot of
very
bodies.
depends because like I'm gonna want him to play my objective, right? And the two objectives that I would want to play is bunker assault and breakthrough. Because I can get very close to everything, and he wants to be close to everything too. So I feel like turn one, we're going to be wanting trying to get as close as possible to each other. Again, Scott's a terrific player. He understands the game really well. So I don't think it's going to be a snowball kind of game for me. I was just interested to see like what could this do against it because this list that I brought, you know, aside from what Knicks think is fun, I think this is a really fun list, right? It's not going to take you very far competitive, but you're going to have fun smacking dudes with charge
I'm
and everything.
only I'm only asking the question because like when I played the Ewok blob two LVOs ago, like I was using old school fire supports and Anakin saber throw fire supports, buckets of dice, buckets of
But that's
aims,
different because
and
I think the Ewoks were a lot stronger in the old Legion because you're taking three off the top. Whereas in the new Legion, the cover saves are very swingy, and you're only taking one off the top.
Yeah, but I would say, at least in my game, he took more off the top with cover
Sure,
Yeah, that's
than
the
but
normal.
thing.
that's the thing is you guys are shooting. I'm not shooting. I'm
True.
getting into melee, so
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
your
getting
We
dice
into
pools are smaller than
no.
the shooting pools. My
Right,
old shoot. So I'm
how
sorry,
okay
not speaking for Nick. Not speaking for Nick.
okay.
A fire support saber throw Z6. That's three. That's three red die. That's six white die. That's five black die with at least two aims. That's not
I'm
including
not
any.
saying that I can kill a squad in one hit, right?
I'm
But
not saying that either.
doing a
I'm
big
saying,
chunk because everything hits rolls at least 6 dice. So like seven sister fifth brother roll 5 blacks, 1 red, right? Because
and we
tenacity.
know black's not reliable.
Sure, but they do surge to hit. Dewbacks are rolling 4 red, 3 blacks, and riot control, if the best case scenario is rolling 3 reds, 3 black, and they surge to hit, and they have to hold the line.
Yeah.
What's the Ewok double squad like?
It's 10.
14?
It's
10?
10.
Is it 10?
It's 10
Yeah.
with they don't surge, so that's 10 black, right? And that's assuming he hits first.
No, I'm
Again,
talking.
I'm also assuming I hit first too. So yeah,
Yeah. I was actually kind of surprised that the Ewoks don't have primitive anymore. The,
I found that out.
That's a
well,
thing?
so yeah, so the
Is that an
spear
error?
that's what I think. That's what I think. Why?
God.
So the speared Ewoks and Wicket don't have primitive anymore. The slingers still do, but both spears got, spears on Wicket, spears on the Ewok warriors. They don't have primitive, and so I hate to think this way, but what is more likely, that that was a conscious decision, or that that is an error?
I'm
That's an
gonna say,
error.
hold on. I'm actually gonna play devil's advocate and say it was a
Okay.
conscious
No.
decision because they took off sharpshooter 2 off of Wicket and they purposely left it primitive on the sling, and then on Pierce the spear they just didn't. They, you know what I mean? They just took it off. Like yet they had to take it off.
No, he
So
didn't.
yeah, they didn't.
They made a conscious decision to leave primitive on the sling and not the spear. Why?
Because it's it
That's what I'm
shouldn't have been
saying. That's why I
taken
think
off.
it's just a that's why I think it's
They
just a
should be
mistake.
Well, that's where my argument is
Ewoks
that
should be
it
weak to
wasn't.
armor.
My argument is that they consciously knew what they're doing because of Wicket, because of they changed some keywords and the weapon
But why would
profile.
that affect the Ewok skirmishers? So that wouldn't affect the Ewok skirmishers though. They're a
Well,
totally different unit.
but I mean, if you're looking at Wicket, we have to also assume that they're looking at all the other ones.
Well, and I got to double check on Wicket because yeah, no, yeah, his spear used to have primitive. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then
it did, right?
yeah, he did, and then he had sharp. Well, I can tell you right now. Actually, I'll go to the history.
Yeah, he
Um.
had sharpshooter too. I remember that.
Oh no, wait. I don't think he did
He used
because
to. He used
in
to have
the
sharpshooter too.
no, you're right about the sharpshooter too.
Oh, the primitive.
The
He didn't have the
primitive,
primitive.
but it doesn't show that primitive was removed on the spear.
Okay.
So maybe you're
So
right.
he didn't change.
Yeah, so yeah,
So only the Ewok
the,
skirmishers changed.
yeah.
Why remove primitive and not change anything
Okay,
on the
I'm a
card?
lie. I'm lying again, and I'm only
I'm
lying
lying.
because in the history on the Legion HQ2, it doesn't say that the primitive was removed. So maybe they also got it wrong for Wicket. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. None of it makes sense. None of it makes sense why that keyword was moved. So this just makes me think that the print and
It's
play has it missing.
November update. They're gonna remove it and be like, "Ha! See, guys, we didn't make a mistake."
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that was intentional, but gosh, I'm kind of jaded right now. I feel like that's just a mistake.
Do you want it? Don't do you feel that's a good thing or a bad thing?
Um, I feel like, well, good or bad is maybe not the right word, but does it make sense? Because so now this giant squad of Ewoks can go destroy a tank. It could go, yeah, a double squad with black
Mm.
It's
dice against something that has maybe only armor 3 or armor 5. There's
I
gonna be
would
a
love for Ewoks
that's
to kill Rob's Dark
that's a
Troopers in one
little
shot.
far fetched
he
though.
no, it's not. He put that squad into my truck, and it took a lot of wounds. It only didn't die because I was healing it with Astromechs. It would have blown up way sooner because when he's rolling that many dice, it doesn't matter them taking five off. I'm rolling three, four, five dice white saves. The thing only has 8 wounds.
Does that
It
did the weapon have Pierce? The weapon pool?
No, but he just rolls above the armor. He has so much
Yeah,
dice,
no,
he
I
just
get
rolls
that.
above the armor, and plus any crits he rolls.
That's what I'm saying. Is he's gonna roll above the armor anyways, so primitive wouldn't matter in that sense. And then it only applies to getting crits, which if he's rolling a lot of crits, that's just above average, right? It's still
Sure,
only 1 and 8,
sure,
but
yeah.
yeah,
I don't know. It didn't. If they're gonna remove a negative keyword, would that not mean they cost more points?
He's still
That's what I'm saying.
so
they're gonna stick it
so
to Nick and
I'm
give
lo-
Jin
I,
primitive.
I'm looking at the old Wicked card right now, and primitive is not on the spear.
Okay, so that's the same as this now.
Yeah,
Okay,
it is the same as it is now.
okay.
So, yeah, when he told me that, I thought that was really interesting because I was just like, did they purposely do that and not tell anybody? So you might be right,
Well,
Nick. It might be a mistake.
yeah, and but to be fair, they didn't like tell us about every little change, anyways, right? So there were other things that changed they didn't tell us about. So
Sure, sure. That's a valid point. You got me thinking now, like, what about the slingers? The slingers still have primitive on
they still
theirs.
have it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, anyways, yeah, congratulations again, Scott. Awesome tournament. Everyone have fun. But Nick on the last game. Sorry, Nick. Uh, you just gotta get good, man. Just gotta get better. So you won't ever play me. We avoid each other.
Um, I've had to play even though I've like gone 0 and 1.
I
I'll
know.
take the blame.
You have to play Daniel for this one, man. Daniel, he kicked my butt in that game, so there's nothing I could do. Eventually meet you because you won your second game, put you at what 1-1, and you probably have the better KD.
But the last two tournaments, I've gone 0 and 1, you've gone 1 and 0, and you got pared down to me both times.
I'm secretly paying Rob pair me up with
Yeah.
Nick each time.
But you played actual Star Wars Legion models and those other things. I didn't mind those
I,
ones.
I've come to the conclusion I can never win with Nick. When Nick is always going to be grabbing something about me. It's like, oh hey Nick, I'm bringing Legion models. It's like, oh yeah, but you're bringing
No,
droids.
here's how you
Like
fix
that
it.
coordinate. I'm
Here's
like,
how you
okay, Nick, I'm not gonna bring coordinate. Hey, Nick, I bring droids that don't coordinate. Yeah, but you're playing a really good army. I'm like, I can't win.
No, here's what you go. Here's the middle ground for both you guys. As per Legion rules, at the player's discretion, they can raise the question to the judge. So you have to make sure that you bring your extra set of models. So you can play your third party crap with everybody else is gonna allow
Get
it.
out of
But
here
then
with
when you
that.
play
Get out of
Nick,
here,
you
Jose.
have
Get
to
out.
then
Get out
swap
of here.
your
You
real
get out
Legion
of here,
plastic for
Jose.
that one game.
You flop too many times, man. You can't. You have no leg in the race. Like
What
you
do you
literally
mean I
you
flop?
you bought 3D proxy models, and now your argument is that
One.
uh it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. But um
I'm just saying the rules say you need to bring models that to swap out if the judge calls for it. Nick, you make that judge call next time. You tell Rob you're uncomfortable, and by the rules, he should have brought all the
I,
backup models to make
again, this
any
wasn't
necessary
this wasn't
swaps.
this wasn't Rob call. This is Roman's call. So, but
Oh, Rome. No, I'm
I love it, Rome. But it's up to you guys if you guys want to take it out, which I'll respect whatever decision is made. I just think I like the fun factor. My version of fun is very different than a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
was gonna
people's.
say, yeah, that's
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So, Nick, you got brothers, right?
two.
Too. How was it growing up with them? Like, are you guys close? Are you guys like? You don't have to get too much into it, I guess.
No, well, one's way younger than me, and then one
Okay.
was 3, 4 years older. So, but I did play a lot of games with my older brother, because we grew up in a gaming store, so we were playing Magic back in the 90s, um, and doing all those games. Yeah, so we
Did
we
you
we
guys ever
did that.
proxy Magic cards?
No. Oh. So yeah, it's kind of funny. I didn't do that even as a, kid.
Mm.
I despised it even then. I despised it even then. I never proxied. I never printed out proxies for my Magic cards, even in casual games. Always played with the real thing.
I know it's funny because when I got in Commander, and like my buddy, they've always tried to get me to play. and they're just like, yeah, this card's really good, this card's really good. I was like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. How come we don't play them? He's like, because man, they cost like $500 or something like that. I'm over exaggerating, right? But I'm just like, ooh, nah, just proxy it. Like,
Yeah.
I hate. Anyways, that's another topic
See,
for the
but
pod.
Now Magic is printing you proxy decks anyways with Fallout and all
No,
the
no, 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 no,
Godzilla.
wrong. Those are
Those are
legitimate
proxy
cards.
cards,
They're nope, they're
but they're
legit.
for
No,
they're.
no, you could play those in tournaments.
I know you can, but what I'm saying is it's not the
Okay.
original card. It's a
That no,
proxy art.
no, no. Then there's now legitimate
Well,
cards
no,
that
yeah.
yeah, they're no longer
Proxy's not something they're selling you. Proxy is something you make.
yeah, they're
A
legitimate cards that you
substitute
can play in
card.
tournament. Like you can, they're all unique in their own way.
I know because you tried to talk me into the Fallout pack,
Yeah,
and I was like,
it's
mm-mm.
wonderful. It's a wonderful set. But anyways, uh,
I
we'll
swear you
wrap
start
this.
bringing proxy SWU cards, bro. We're gonna fight.
I got proxy through cards.
No, you ain't bringing them to my house. My
But,
house was that's
bro,
illegal.
you better get out of here with all that. If that's hey, again, if that's your call, that's your call, man. It's your house. It's not a big deal to me.
It's
Um,
casual, bro. I don't
yeah,
care.
I know, man. Anyways, moving forward, we'll wrap this thing up. Any last words or anything we left out that you guys would like to talk about?
I think I might try Lando without his one pip. I
Ooh,
don't.
that's spicy.
The incognito infiltrate, sure, it's nice. I think in most of my games I didn't need it, and that one pip is not really a good one pip. Like, so I think I might try Lando without his one pip.
But the thing there is that like since this game is only 5 rounds, you don't need to play that one pip, and it doesn't cost you a one pip because it's an extra one pip, right?
But it is a but it is cost me one
Takes a
pip
two pip slot.
in that I could bring another character's one pip, right? I could have brought if that was Din, that could have been his relentless card. If could have been Ploy for a bad batch, right? So
Mm.
it is taking a spot. Even though I get two one pips with Lando, it is taking that one pip spot from another character.
Did you ever use the guidance core trooper unit?
Oh, I use it all the time. That's actually what Lando did. He usually moved in guidance. That's usually what he did for most of my games. Um, with the exception of, like I said, exception of one time I used it as a recover
Mm.
to recover a Rebel Trooper squad that had like 3 suppression on it. Um, it was pretty much just moving, and it was, I mean, it was okay, but your rep your Rebel core is not like what is going to win you the game usually for rebels, right? So it's kind of okay,
Pathfinder core.
Pathfinder core, my Pathfinders. Yes, I had Pow and Bisson on the table and a third set of Pathfinders because as I own 3 Pathfinders fully painted. Um,
I think fleets is a good option for this.
I know that's what everyone is kind of saying or thinking, and I could see that, sure, but
Nick, hear
I
me
don't know.
out. Hear me out. Fleet super squads with
I've
shotguns.
thought about bringing a fleet super squad just for fun. I don't think it's that good, but I thought about bringing it. Yeah, I thought about that. I might try that just for fun.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see, we'll see. But that is spicy because I feel like the incognito and infiltrate are so good because you could just move him down the field. You could literally guidance core units in the open and not fear being shot at.
So at least maybe it'll change, but I think no one was concerned about shooting him anyways. They wanted to shoot everything else. They wanted to shoot the Mandos. They wanted to shoot the Bad Bats. Like, the Lando was not a threat in that way, right? There's usually something better
Mm,
to shoot.
sure. Yeah, I get it. But
And there's now with the area train with line of sight. I mean, he could probably be behind the line of sight. I mean,
I have to remember that every time someone plays Zando, put your incognito next to him because I will forget
the
he has
token. Yeah.
incognito. Yeah, I will
Mhm.
forget. Um, all right. Jose, you got any last words?
Last words. Come to the Vet Fest tournament. Please, please, please. We are great and gracious hosts, and it's going to be a good time. And you might see Nick turning red at the ears because JR has a Proxy Vader model on and Nick's gonna flip the table, but then be stuck there because they're all his tables we're using. So, that'd be JR's ultimate revenge plot right there. Just sneak in a Vader and be like, Rob, Roman, I need to swap this model out real quick just for this one match.
You know what I'm
But
gonna
no.
do? I'm gonna bring my Samurai Vader. I'm gonna play it, and then Nick's gonna call Rob, and I'm gonna swap it. I'm like, oh, I don't know what he's talking about.
But no, come to Vet Fest. Like I said last time, it's a great experience. Clovis Vet Memorial Hall is an amazing spot. And the best part about it is the wily veterans that are running around. You will hear some, sorry Nick, but you will hear some shit. So, and nothing's better than throwing crits and then, you got your Vietnam vet like, oh, well, back in my day, and you're like, oh, so, and we're gonna might Roman, we talked about it. We might have some pretty cool lad stickers that you guys might want to pay attention to. If you're into supporting us and coming out for some cool little lad stuff. So, Vet Fest, let's go.
Yep, yep. And LVO is coming up on October 2nd to the 5th. So if you guys are interested in meeting us there, if you guys are fans of the podcast, and you see us there, come say hi. We'd like to meet you guys. Um, then yeah. So we'll see you guys next time. Later.
See you.
Later.